Okay, so today basically we're going to learn how to conduct an accuracy assessment in ArcGIS. In our previous videos, we learned how to conduct a land cover analysis. So that usually has to be verified by an accuracy assessment, and that is to confirm whether our classifications are actually what is on the ground. So that's basically what we want to do today. So to do accuracy assessment, we need raster. We need our land use land cover map. Sorry, my external drive is not connected. So we need our land use land cover map, which will be used for creating the accuracy assessment point. So when you connect you have your work connected, you can just go ahead with other things. So the first thing is to add our land use land cover map. Okay, so I just want to get my guy connected. I think this guy disconnected. This is just something. Goodness me. Okay, so I'm just going to connect my folder and I'll go ahead to so I'm going to connect my GIS folder and go ahead to okay, so you add your raster data and sorry, I think my GIS, I don't know whether it's my GIS that's a jerk or it's my laptop. Whenever I want to work on this, it kind of show this mean behavior, but just bear with me. So I'm just going to add my raster data and that's my classified work. Let me see if it was actually here somewhere else. So my Eastern classification, I'm going to add that, which is for 2021, and this guy is still showing his check behavior. Okay, so what we're going to do is you just search for your create attributes, but before we do that, you can quickly verify the values of each of the land uses here. We're going to do ground truthing, and you should know what value is attributed to or is assigned to each land use. Okay, so for built up, we have 27, the vegetation being 53, water bodies being 135, and bare land being 161, and the grassland being 182. So you have that at the back of your mind, or you can equally just label them down here. Okay, so either way is fine. All right, so what we're going to do is just to go ahead to search for create accuracy assessment point. You can just search this, or you can also go to the art catalog and go to the special analyst tool to get this selected. Okay, so when my search is ready, I just go ahead to click on it. The guy is still showing his same behavior, but just so this is opened up and you are required to input your raster or feature class. So mine is raster. I'm just going to input that, and you are asked where do you want to save your work. So the outputs, where do you want to save the accuracy assessment points. So you need to find a place. I have a place called Practor, and I'm just going to save it there. So I can call this accuracy assessment point. I already have something saved there like that. And one thing, ArcGIS isn't taking spacing, so you use underscore. Right. Alright, so the next thing is asking for the targets field. So the target field is kind of optional. Okay, so okay, this is loading. So the target field, it says it can be classified or ground truth, but I've because we've classified our works, we classify the image to be land use A or class cover A, B, C, D. We're going to maintain a classified. Okay, so when we generate our accuracy point, it's going to give us the classified, which is based on what we did, and the ground truth, which is what we're going to verify on the field. Sorry, so with a classified. Okay, so because it's going to be what we do. Okay, some point or to generate. Now it says by default may exceed this number, sampling strategy, and number of random. It states a required exceed or be the same, but I agree to that. It depends on the size. So your land cover, if it's covering a very small area, you are not required to, have 500 reference point. That's going to be clustered. So for example, when you look at my image, it's not that, it's small, let me say. So if I use 500 points, it's just going to be clustered, and that's not, that for me. I don't want it that way. At least you have something that, because of you can equally within a reasonable time. Okay, so let's just go something like, so let's go for 100. Then G says random, because I want it to distribute, masses. Okay, but it stays sampling strategies. Yeah, that's, and it creates blah 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 blah. Then you come economically distributed through the image which you use, but I prefer the last. For others. So when this is done, you just go ahead to click OK and wait for the points to be generated, which may take a while depending on how fast your computer is. My laptop is quite slow, and I have a number of things running on it, and my space is quite limited. I can neither decrease nor increase. So there's this issue. You just have to do this. Maximum points are created. Okay, so what we just do is the classified are basically what we did, and the grand truth. Go to the field, and which we're going to use Google it. We'll go to the field and we verify for each of the points whether on the field or in reality they are the same as what we classify them here, right? So that's basically what we're going to do. But before that, we need to convert the created accuracy point to KML files in order to be able to convert export them in Google Earth Pro. So you can just go ahead to search layer to or either of them. Later the layer one I want you use. Okay. And that, like, just go through, but I don't want to that way. So it's quite headache compared with going to the layer. Okay, so you go ahead to enter our accuracy assessment point. So let me just say accuracy point. That's way better. Then you go ahead to click OK. And it's successful for us. Guy up, and you navigate to wherever you saved it. I already have kind of imported some here, so it's by default line there. Okay, so let's open this up. It's going to just zoom into this, and this is in Ghana. Now the Savannah region, but it's still not in Ghana. Okay, so the year we're actually working on is 2021. So you be sure to set your date back to that. But as of 21, we had nothing. Nothing was recorded there. So 2020, 21 difference. So what we're just going to do is to go and do our verification in ArcGIS. Goodness me. So you open up your attribute table, and one thing I like doing is I like to sort my things in ascending order. That way I can just deal with every land use at a spot. So when I pick builds up, I know I'm dealing with it. When I'm done with it, I'm just going to vegetation, and from there to water body. So I don't want to just do it haphazardly, So you can equally do that, but you can decide what's best fit for you, and we are cool to go. The guy is still running slow, most times tell me not responding and just wait for him. And when I decide to interrupt, he will quit. He's gonna quit it. So I wouldn't respond again. So it just yeah. So what we're gonna do is just to verify each of the points. Select the first point that's located else to Google it. I pictured, I think it was between some two guys somewhere here. Try something. Let's see. I don't know why this guy isn't picking. was grassland. Grassland was 182. So that you should note. Okay, so you go ahead to enter the the values assigned to each of the class during your classification. Okay, but it's okay. So when this is set and done, I'm just going to enter. So I think it was 182, 182, not 83. So you do the same thing for the other one. So that's this guy built up in between some two guys here. So we just go ahead to cross check that if it's a case. Since it's set. Okay, but you can do changes to the points. I think they're kind of giving me headache. So we can increase. Yeah, I think width. Yeah, something like this is better. And we can also change what it looks like. Let's see if we can get something better. Oh, this guy looks okay. But I think this is better. And the guy we actually checked on was here. He was in between some two guys, right? And surprisingly, okay, so we can check. And it's actually 27, okay, so 27, which was built up. So between some two guys, if you actually look down here, it's not a built up area, it's like a grassland. Is it a barrel land? One of them, So it's like a built up a barrel land. So let's just go ahead. So the area is kind of like a barrel land. Barrel land was 161. Okay. Okay, so you see that's basically what you're going to do for all the land uses, and you just have to grant everything, confirm that A, B, C is it's actually was classified correctly, or it was not exactly what it was supposed to be classified, but so you have to specify everything before you can go ahead. So this is going to take quite some time, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add an already classified work, and I think we can go with that. So you need to do or verify all these before you can continue with other things. So I'm just going to add this point. Okay. So no, I actually need them. So the points are so important, you can do away with those points. Okay. So I've just added something that I've once done. So these were well verified. So what we're just going to do next, when you are done with all the verifications, what you're going to do is just to create a confusion matrix, and that one you can just, so we are going to compute the confusion matrix order. So you can just type confusion and the right one will come. So compute confusion matrix, which is also under the special analyst tool. When you go through the act toolbox, you get that. So you get it selected and you'll be required to input. So here it says input the accuracy assessment points. You go ahead to input that. And you are required what you want to save your confusion metrics. But one thing you should note is, when you here it actually says the format of the table is determined by the output location and path. So by default the output will be so your database table, so which is dbf. Okay, so when you save your work, when you give it a name, it should end with that extension .dbf, otherwise it's going to create issues for you. Okay, so you decide what you want to save that. Okay, so I'm just going to have it like confusion. Remember, underscore matrix dot dpf. Right. Okay, so that's fine. So we just go ahead to click OK, and that's going to run. And we wait for the results. This came so quick. Okay, so you go ahead to open that, and okay, so for the particular one I use, this was actually, what was this guy? Okay, so before we can edit, you remember we have to start edit. Okay, so we need to start edit, and this was like, this guy not responding. Okay, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so the confusion metrics have just been created like that, and oh goodness, this is what I'm looking for. Oh my guys, yeah. So let's just get that open. The attribute table. Sorry, pardon me. Okay, so we have all our land uses. So here will be, let's say, your built up vegetation, bare land, and grassland. Yeah, and you have your producer accuracy for all the classes. You have your user accuracy for all the classes, and the Kappa coefficient for the land use land cover analysis. So we're just going to copy these guys and send them to Excel to do some field formatting. Okay, so Excel is opened up, and you can just add this. Now I don't actually need this guy, the object ID. Just get that deleted, and you need to just name your things to fit. So usually here I call it land use, and this will be our built up, something like vegetation. We have sorry, and we have grassland. Okay, so this is the producer accuracy. So producer accuracy, just have that, and this is your user accuracy. So the user accuracy. Okay, so just get this guy. Okay, so the same land uses just have to be, placed over here, and the same thing there and there. So you just have to know what you want to do, and you continue with other formatting. Just sorry, I don't need you this way. Okay, 2 decimal places is fine for me. Same for this guy. Okay, so one thing not done is the overall accuracy. So the overall accuracy was not calculated. So what we do, the overall accuracy is equal to the sum of all correct points verified. Okay, so when we take built up to built up, we know that this number of points were verified to be actually correctly classified. So all correctly classified points that have been verified, we sum them up and we divide them by the total number of points generated. Okay, so we're just going to have, so the sum of, you hold your control and go ahead. So control, this will go something 29, 35, I think that is somewhere 84 something, divided by 96. and our overall accuracy is 86, and Kappa 0.8, which is 86%. Now Kappa coefficient is 79.79% or 0.79. So basically that's how you go about doing your to get a Kappa coefficient, like determine the accuracy for your land use land cover analysis. And this is generally what is accepted. This has been used by several scholars, several researchers across the globe. Not only that, but for any remote science work that involves you want to determine land use land cover of a city or an area, this is usually what we use for validation. I hope this will be helpful in your works. See you another time. Enjoy. Bye bye.